Have you ever wondered why two houses in the same city can have very different prices? One might be near a quiet park or have cleaner air. These features actually increase its value. Economists call this the hedonic pricing method, a way to measure how environmental and social factors affect market prices, especially property.
Why does this method matter? Well, not everything valuable has a price tag. Clean air, quiet surroundings, or access to a park. These are part of what we call ecosystem services. Hedonic pricing helps us to estimate their value based on what people are willing to pay. There are several importance of HPM. First, value of environmental quality and urban features. Next, provide insight into how different features such as pollution, crime rates, distance to school that affect housing prices. Lastly, support cost-benefit analysis for infrastructure, environmental policies, and also zoning changes.
Next, it's about strengths and weaknesses. For the strength, based on real market behavior, not hypothetical scenarios. It is useful for evaluating marginal value of different characteristics such as one extra room or being 1 kilometer closer to a school. It's also help capture public perception of environmental and social factors. For the weaknesses, requires large and detailed dataset such as house price, location, size, and local features. They assume a well-functioning competitive market. Then also can be statistically complex, which requires regressions analysis, and then that it's not suitable for goods without a market connection, for example, biodiversity and existence value.
Now, let us see some real-world examples of how hedonic pricing has been used, both locally and globally.
Okay, number 1, railway noise and property price. Taiwan, China. This study examined how railway noise affect home value in Taiwan. Noise level ranged from 43 decibel to 74 decibel, with many homes above the safe limit. House price dropped by 50.8 yuan for every 1 decibel increase in noise. The noise impact reached up to 500 meters from the railway, showing a clear link between noise pollution and property value. Okay, number 2, urban green space and housing price, Leipzig, Germany. This study analyzed how green space affect property price in Leipzig. It found that the size of nearby green space mattered more than the distance, and simpler shape lead to higher home values. Although the effect was smaller than the other focus, it still provides useful insight for better urban green space planning. Okay, next, number 3, wetland and housing price, Perth, Australia. In Perth, many wetlands depend on groundwater, which is under pressure from overuse and climate change. The study showed that homes closer to wetland are worth more. Each meter closer added about $42, and each extra wetland nearby added $6,976 to property value. A 20-hectare wetland could add up to $140 million in value to surrounding homes. Okay, next, number 4, waterfront proximity and home price, Mobile and Dufferin, USA. This study looked at home price near waterfront in Alabama. People paid more to live closer to water. In Mobile, home price rose by $2,490 until $3,530 per kilometer closer to the water. In Dufferin, the increase was even higher, to $9,250 until $15,460 per kilometer. This shows that access to water, view, and space is highly valued in housing market. And last one for international cases is Airbnb listing price in Canada. This study analyzed 15,716 Airbnb listings across 5 major Canadian cities using the Hedonic price model. It found that factors like location, property features, and host rate all affect pricing. Surprisingly, more reviews were linked to slightly lower price. The finding helped hosts set better price and raised questions about pricing trends in the sharing economy. Okay, next for local cases, number 6, Subang Jaya Urban Green Space. This study combines Geographic Information System (GIS) and the hedonic pricing method to evaluate how green space affect house pricing in Subang Jaya, Malaysia. This approach has not been widely explored in Malaysia. The results show that using both methods together improve understanding of urban development and support sustainable planning of environmental space. Okay, next, number 7, Klang Valley Public Open Space. This study explored how public open space affect house price in Malaysia using GIS and the hedonic pricing model. While this relationship is well studied in developed countries, it is still limited in Malaysia. The study involved 200 homeowners from 4 townships in Klang Valley. GIS was the show to spatial pattern, and the hedonic model helped identify key factors influencing house price. Results show a weak positive relationship between open space and house price, meaning the effect exists but is small. Overall, the study successfully applied GIS and hedonic methods to understand this relationship better. Okay, next, Melaka and Seremban, residential open space. Open space near housing areas are often seen as a challenge to development due to the 10% requirement set by Malaysian planning guidelines. Cities like Kuala Lumpur have lost much of their open space, and the same may happen in places like Negeri Sembilan and Melaka. This study aims to understand how residents view the importance of open space when buying a house. Using GIS and the hedonic pricing model, the study looked at selected areas in Seremban and Melaka. Results show that residents value both house features and nearby open space. The finding confirmed a positive relationship between open space and house price in these areas. Okay, next, number 9, Labuan. Labuan Botanical Garden. This study looks at how green infrastructure like parks affect housing price using the hedonic pricing approach. The goals are to identify which green elements influence house price and to carry out regression analysis using the hedonic pricing model. Labuan Botanical Garden was the main green space study. A total of 386 residents living within 1.8 km of the garden were surveyed. Interviews and observations were also done to understand community preference for their living environment. Okay, for the last one is Putrajaya Wetland Park. This study estimates the economic value of green space in Putrajaya using the hedonic pricing method (HPM). It focuses on how green areas like the Putrajaya wetland affect nearby housing price. Data were collected from 415 residents living 215 km from the park. The analysis used 2 models, linear and semi-log, with housing price as the main focus and distance to green space as a key factor. Results show that homes closer to the green space and higher value a very 1 km closer increase house price by 5.9%. This means green space add economic value and should be preserved in city planning.
In conclusion, hedonic pricing lets us understand how much people value the environment, not through surveys but through real choices. It's a powerful tool in environmental economics, helping us prove that clean air, green spaces, and a peaceful atmosphere are worth protecting.